So now a federal court is saying what we've been yelling for years. You can't stop someone just because they might have a gun, not because they're doing something suspicious, not because they broke a law, just because they might be armed. Now, this sounds like common sense. You would think so. But until now, that's exactly what some cities and some federal officers have been doing. Just ask Damian Wilson, who was stopped by a deputy U.S. Marshal in Louisiana after the officer saw what he thought was a bulge in Wilson's waistband. No warrant, no criminal activity, just the suspicion that he might be carrying. Welcome to the latest episode of Ignore the Constitution Until We Get Sued. Let's get one thing clear. The Second Amendment is not a suggestion. It's not a privilege. It is a right. And with the rise of constitutional carry and permitless carry across more than half of the country, it's never been clearer. You can't treat people like criminals just for exercising a constitutional right. Judge Andy Oldham of the Fifth Circuit put it plainly. The mere fact that a citizen carries a firearm does not create reasonable suspicion that he committed a crime. That statement may sound obvious to anyone who understands the Bill of Rights, but in practice, far too many agencies have operated as if gun ownership alone makes you a suspect. Think about it. Would you stop someone on the street just because they might be going to church or because they might be criticizing the government? Of course not. But apparently if someone might be carrying a firearm legally, that's enough to throw them against a wall. Not anymore though. This case, United States v. Wilson, is a direct challenge to the idea that exercising a right is probable cause. The Fifth Circuit said it loud. Suspicion of a legal firearm isn't a reason to stop someone. And if this ruling survives or even escalates to the Supreme Court, it could become the backbone for challenging unconstitutional searches across the country. Here's the irony. The government argued that Wilson had an illegal gun, but Judge Oldham dismantled the idea that this alone justified stopping him. In his words, based solely on the observation that someone is driving a car, does an officer have reasonable suspicion that the driver is unlicensed? Obviously no. Stopping an automobile and detaining the driver in order to check his driver's license and the registration of the automobile are unreasonable under the Fourth Amendment without articulable and reasonable suspicion that a motorist is unlicensed or that an automobile is not registered. Sounds like to me that logic tracks and applies now more than ever as more states ditch permits and adopt constitutional carry. Here's the danger. If the courts don't draw a hard line here, then suspicion becomes standard, and standard suspicion leads to profiling, not just by race, but by appearance, by gear, even by expression. According to the article, courts have already allowed cops to stop people for acting nervous, looking over their shoulder, or being in a high crime area. If that's where we're setting the bar, then no one exercising their rights is safe from harassment. The government doesn't get to assume criminality just because someone might be carrying a gun. That's not policing, that's pre-crime, and it's un-American. Here's the deal. You shouldn't have to risk getting stopped, searched, or thrown up against a wall just for choosing to carry a firearm. Not in America, not with the Constitution on your side. This ruling isn't just a win for gun rights. It's a reminder that rights only mean something when they're being upheld in the real world. When suspicion alone becomes probable cause, we're all vulnerable. And if we don't push back now, we're going to find ourselves with rights that exist only on paper. So stay sharp, stay informed, and oh, don't forget, click the link in the description section of this video so you can grab you a Defend America hat like the one I'm wearing right now. But if, hey, you don't wear hats, it's not your thing, it's okay, it's okay. We got them in shirts, we got them in hoodies, we got them in sweatshirts, we even got them on drinkware that keeps your drink hot and cold, and you can have it on that too. So hit the link in the description section of this video and grab your Defend America merch today. Go on, go ahead, click the link, clickety, click, clap. Click, clap. One thing's for certain and two things are for sure. Politicians and tech giants don't want gun content to be recommended to you. And we're all fighting this culture war together. Now you can help do your part by liking, commenting, subscribing to the channel, but most importantly, sharing this video with at least one person. Together we can stop the suppression of our two-way rights. And don't forget to click the link in the description section of this video for the products that I mentioned in this video.